Hey everybody, it's Chris from Steeda, and today we're going to be talking about the Steeda Adjustable Rear Sway Bar Kit fitting your 2021 Plus Mustang Mach E. We're going to show you a quick product review and a step-by-step installation of how to install this on your Mach E. Stay tuned. This is the Steeda Adjustable Rear Sway Bar fitting the 2021 Plus Mustang Mach E. Very excited for this part because it really does change the overall driving dynamic of your Mach E. Let's face it, cars from the factory inherently have understeer tuned into the chassis. Swapping out your rear sway bar is going to completely change the way your car responds in a corner. It makes the car feel more neutral, and on top of that, you have the additional adjustability to adjust to your taste. The factory bar rate on the Mach E is 200 pounds. You have 3 adjustment holes on our bar, starting at 250 pounds all the way to the softest, which is the farthest out, and then 300, second hole in, and the closest hole, third hole in, would be 350 pounds. So you can adjust completely to your taste, and if you were to add a set of lowering springs or anything like that, you can adjust the bar to compensate for the additional rate you may have in those lowering springs. This adjustable rear sway bar has been tested thoroughly on both the GT Performance Edition and a First Edition Mach E. One aspect that our bars stand apart from the rest on are the CNC machined billet steel ends. As you pull the factory sway bar off, you'll see that each end is pressed. What that means is that there's actually a weak point in the sway bar that could potentially break over time, especially if you push the car regularly. Additionally, you get a lifetime warranty. It's made in the USA. You get all necessary hardware needed for installation. You're going to drastically reduce body roll. If you intend to tow on your Mach E, this is going to help keep your car tracking straight when towing. It really is an awesome solution to completely change the dynamics of your Mustang Mach E. I'm going to toss this over to Jamie so you can see how the Steeda Adjustable Rear Sway Bar is installed on your Mustang Mach E. These are the tools required for installation on your Mach E. Go ahead and lift your Mach E up on a set of jack and jack stands or on a car lift. Then remove the rear wheels. You'll need to remove the rear belly pan in order to get access to the rear bar. This is a series of 10mm bolts and multiple push pins. Next, you want to remove the bracket holding the power cable down. You want to make sure that you use extreme caution when removing this connector. It's very simple. All you need to do is pull the red tab back and then the black arm, and the whole connector pops off. Please be sure that the ignition is off and that you're very careful in removing this connector. After that, you're ready to remove your end links on both sides. Move to the passenger side and disconnect the front control arm. That way you have the clearance necessary to pull the rear bar out. This will not affect your alignment, so you don't need to worry about that. After that, you're ready to loosen up the sway bar mounts. It is a little tedious being so tight up there. Just take your time and you'll be able to loosen them up. Once you have all the mounts loosened and the bolts removed, carefully remove the rear bar from your Mach E. Next up, the Steeda Adjustable Rear Bar. Grab the black bushings and use the supplied grease to grease up the inside of those bushings and install on the bar. Once those bushings are on the sway bar, you can go ahead and install it into place. Once the bar is into place, you can go ahead and slide the end link into the middle hole. That's a great starting point, and then you can either loosen or tighten based on driver preference. Make sure the flat part of the bushing is up against the mounting surface. With the end links installed on the bar, grab your sway bar mounts and go ahead and install those into place with the bolts hand tight. Go ahead and tighten the mounts down. The sway bar bushing brackets should be tightened to 35 to 40 foot-pounds. Then reattach the factory end links with the nut tightened down to 85 foot-pounds. Sway bar mounts are tight, the end links are tight. Now you can reinstall the control arm back into place.
The control arm on each side should be tightened to 85 foot-pounds. After everything's tightened up, it's time to carefully reinstall that battery connector. Make sure the black lever completely re-engages to the battery pack, and then that red sliding tab, go ahead and push it back in. Then you can tighten down the wire bracket. Go ahead and make sure everything's tight, and after that, your installation is complete.
The installation itself really isn't too bad. You just need to make sure that you're very careful with that electrical connector and handling all of that on these electric vehicles. But aside from that, if you want to totally change the handling dynamic of your Mach E, the rear sway bar is the first part you need to get. And after that, if you want more, especially on turn-in when you're cornering, the front sway bar is the next step to go. Comment below, let us know what other Mach E things you want to see here on the Steeda YouTube channel. Hit us up at Steeda.com for all your Mach E needs, as well as any other Ford and Mustang performance parts. Hit that like and subscribe button, the notification bell, and don't forget the most important thing, speed matters.